So, have you ever realized or taken a second to think that you've possibly been living in survival mode for so long that you forgot what it feels like to actually live? Welcome to the Beth B Effect, where the vibe is unmuted, unafraid, and unapologetic. I'm Beth. And before we go any further, this space is for reflection, encouragement, shared lived experiences. It is not a replacement for therapy. It is not a replacement for counseling or for professional mental health care. And if you're struggling or you're overwhelmed or you actually need support, like right now, I encourage you to please reach out to a licensed clinician or a licensed professional or trusted support. It could be your pastor because there's strength in getting help and there's no shame in needing support. We got to let the stigma go. Like there's no shame in saying I need support for my mental health. We have to get past that thought. And now that we've grounded that, I'd like to say, if you found this space, I don't think it was by random, right? Because this is a space that we often don't talk about. This is a space where we have, like, mum's the word. This isn't a podcast about having it all figured out, and it's not about perfection by no means. And it's definitely not about pretending that life didn't leave some marks, because those scars that we have from being in battle for so long leave some we take some heavy hits from them. This space is for real conversations, like the ones we have quietly, when no one else is around. The kind you have with yourself after the noise dies down, after you get home and you take off the mask and you lay down and it's 2, 3 thoughts at a time, where you're trying to figure out what happens next. This podcast exists because so many of us have learned how to survive without ever learning how to rest. And we're tired. We've learned how to function. We've learned how to show up. We've learned how to keep going, even when something inside us is telling us we need to rest, even when something inside of us is telling us we need to pause, we need to break or think or take a thought and be present in the moment. We're so in a space that can't happen. We can't listen to ourselves. The Beth B Effect is about awareness and moments like that, not about a buzzword. It's actually about awareness and how we get to the turning point where we actually feel better about what it is, what we're doing. The moment we start to notice that our body or our patterns or our silence is speaking volumes, this space will become relevant, if not already. The quiet struggles about mental health is what we're going to discuss here. And this is not to diagnose anyone, and it's not to label anyone, but it's to discuss things that go unspoken. Because when something finally has a language, right? When your feelings, thoughts, emotions, the things that go on in here that you feel isolated from, that you feel you're the only person that's going through it. Once we give them words, it loses power. And once you realize that you actually could have the control you need to dismiss what you need to dismiss, it'll start to happen. We got to give these feelings, thoughts, and emotions some words. This is not about being ready. This is not about being perfect. This piece is not about being okay right now, because we haven't given words to anything. You haven't said anything. I haven't said anything. We haven't admitted to anything. So we can't fix anything. And that's not what this space is for. It's not for fixing any of us, because we're not broken. We're broken, if that makes sense. We're not here to judge, and we're definitely not here to prove anything. We're here to breathe. We're here to listen and just be present. And sometimes that's enough. This podcast will explore things about survival mode, self-betrayal, grief, of course, faith, because had it not been for faith, I don't know where I'd be, and growth, right? Because growth, all those things are attached. And we don't want to talk from a place of theory, right? Not saying that that's not great. It could be. But I think that lived experiences speak volumes, right? And there's truth in telling myself or yourself that my lived experience hold weight. My reflections, the ones that I've sat with long enough to realize that they hold weight, and I needed to learn from those places. I had to extract from those places and learn lessons meant just for me. And some of these episodes may be confronting, some may be a little deep, and some may feel like I'm speaking directly to you. And maybe I am. But for now, It's just me. No guests, no fluff, just me. Just conversations. This podcast isn't about being healed, like at all. And what sense does that make? I promise you. Saying the words that you don't want to say, being aware of what it is that you think you know, or you probably do know. Sometimes we don't take the time to discuss what it is that we do know. We don't make ourselves aware of what's happening. And being aware brings change. Even when you do know that change is necessary, we don't know what change looks like. We have no idea where to begin to start a roadmap for changing. That's why this place is important. It's important to start naming those spaces and mapping out what looks healthier. And you don't have to identify with anything right now. But if anything resonates with you, notice it. Take notice. And then when you realize that is a possibility, be compassionate with yourself. Give yourself grace. No, like give yourself grace. And if this space feels like support, please, of course, like, share, follow, and subscribe. And if that's not in your daily dues, at least share it with someone that you know will benefit from it, right? Because sharing a space like this could be helpful. The conversations we have with one another every day don't amount to what's actually happening inside. We have some internal stuff going on that we just cannot share. This has been the Beth B Effect, and it's only the beginning. And until next time, please stay grounded.